Hey everybody, good evening. I hope you can hear me. Let me get this up and rolling. I am wrapping up 2018, watching the Blade series on Netflix. So really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and recap some of the highlights and lows of 2018 for me. First and foremost, as always, a pleasure doing business with everyone. Pepsi is not my sponsor, even though I drink a lot of it. Also love Mountain Dew. Whew. Hakutake Shochu, which is why you're getting the on voice this early at 10:30 in the evening. Not to mention I'm almost 40 and I'm a teacher. We're not going to discuss that. So what I'm doing right now is I'm getting my video over to Facebook so we can discuss all the projects coming up. I have tons of projects coming up, and 2019 is going to be a super, super busy year. So let's paste this in. Share, come on, hurry up. Why are we not sharing? I want to post. Newsfeed. No, because you're a deck. All right. Mm. And now let's go to Facebook Live. So, yep. I know it's annoying, it's aggravating. I'm so sorry. And let's see. Beautiful as always. Default microphone would be nice if it was my Yeti. Yep, Yeti microphone. Boom. It's all good. So that's going. All right. Kirk. So many people I want to talk to. James. Hey, James, how you doing? Oh, all right. So, really quickly, I wanted to just catch up with everybody and go through what's up. First and foremost, let's talk about things that pissed me off in 2018. Where's the box? The other box. The box is not being used. All right. If you are one of the creators of the models for this game, I'm pissed with you. I'm past pissed with you. I'm so upset with you, I scream at the top of my lungs each and every time. All right, past that. Moving back to Facebook Live. Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. Omedetou gozaimasu. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Brian. Fukukawa-san. Ohayou gozaimasu. Atarashi ne. Omedetou. So, really quickly, the Robotech RPG Tactics was a beautifully designed tabletop miniatures game. I love miniatures games. I love skirmish games. I hated building the models. Painting them, easy. Building them, no. Dame dayo. Anto dame dayo. So, I wanted to cover the thing that pissed me off 2018. 2018 was a hard year for my family, my wife's family. We lost Tommy Robertson Sr. Hey, everybody. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. That's one of the great wishes of 2018 closing out. Um, Losing a lot of time at work, being so frustrated with my job that my psoriasis accelerated worse than what it was in 2017 all year round when I was taking better care of myself. If you get a minute, as always, go down, click that, open it up, let it sit so I get views on my gaming channel. I'm not posting into 2018 on my travel channel. I'm going to start off tomorrow with the travel channel live stream. Um, Other things that pissed me off 2018, being tagged in every article about free homes in Japan. It was cool at first, and then over 160 different people between Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and a couple of other sources in social media circles tagged me in homes in Japan. I get it. I know I love Japan. You don't have to tell me. I've been in love with Japan since I was 2. That's 37 years of being in love with Japan. Um, and I didn't need all that attention about it, but it did give me the opportunity to discuss real estate with you in Japan. Again, I don't have a Series 7's license, and I don't have a real estate license. I can't help you with securing real estate in Japan. I don't know every single detail or law in Japan. So, no matter how much Japanese I learn or how much Japanese culture I study, I just don't own it. Can't help you there. Moving forward, other things that pissed me off about 2018 is how much money I owe my mother-in-law. For those of you that don't know, I missed my flight coming back from Hideyoshi, Japan to San Antonio by a day. The blessing in that is I got to see Frankie Melandres and hang out with him at the airport and fly back with him. The other problem I had with 2018 was being in the red for my business. 2020 is looking up. I'm very excited about that. Primo, hey, feliz año nueve. Um, Losing family members. I lost Adrian's mom, my aunt Julia. I lost um, I lost in 2017. I lost my dad. 2018, I lost my father-in-law, and I lost a lot of friends from college. Surprisingly, a lot of things came up, happened, what have you, whatnot. Um, the number one thing, the other thing that pissed me off is circumstances. Growing up for me, my dad always compared me to my cousins, friends of the family's kids, and it's just like we get it. I'm not what you wanted, and that affected me, and I didn't realize it until I was driving home from New Orleans for the Christmas break, of how much I've always been measured to someone else and not appreciated for who I was, and that affected me as an adult because I'm always second guessing me. So other things that happened in 2018, negative. Starting the new job with South San ISD and this kid trying to get me fired and setting up a fake Instagram account and then SAPD dropping the ball. That pissed me off. So, other than the racism at work, immature parents trying to raise immature children, being harassed and trolled online unnecessarily. Hey, Erica, I hope you had a great cruise. Again, make sure you click the YouTube link and just let it run in the background on mute. Even if you're on your phone, you can have multiple apps open at once. Um, 2018 was not a bad year. It was a rough year. With the news of moving to New Orleans, we're going to move on to the good news in a minute. Moving to New Orleans is a challenge because I've been back in San Antonio since 2007. So that will make 12 years I've been in one place. And being a military kid, I've never had that happen before. And it freaks me out, and a lot of people don't appreciate how much I get freaked out about it. Madoka-san, ohayou gozaimasu. Getting ready for this new year. I know you missed me. It's okay. I'll be back. Um, when I was born in Fort Worth, Texas, by the time I was 2, I was already on my first international plane flight. I was on my way to Okinawa, Japan, at Kadena Air Force Base. By the time I was 6.5 going on 7, we were already moving to Clark Air Force Base, which no longer exists in the Philippines. After that, we were on a plane to Torrejon Air Force Base in Spain. Then we came to San Antonio. After San Antonio for 7 years, I went up to college. After New Orleans for 7 years, I went to Japan for 2. Then I came back, and I haven't really left, and it was flipping me out. And that was some of the hardest moments of my life. And it's like I realized that how much I appreciated my father and how much I'm glad that we had a separation of me moving out when I did. And I had to figure out life for myself. And I realized that no matter how much I learned from people I loved in college, I wasn't really ready for life yet. And no matter how much I learned from people like Nathan Mallory or um, Mr. and Mrs. Brown or people that took me in and helped me out, I didn't know how much I was really missing in life. So, fast forwarding to the good news. The good news about moving to New Orleans is that I get to see Erica. I get to see a lot of people I missed out for so many years of hitting or missing when I would drive to New Orleans. That now it's down to, hey, there won't be any excuses because I'll be in town full time. The scary part about moving to New Orleans is my teacher's retirement system from Texas. How much money am I about to lose? God, that scares me. How much am I about to lose in income salary? Um, I already know that I'm on the verge of losing almost $10,000 just in salary alone, not even talking about bills, rent, or taxes. Granted, I'll have a place to live with family for the first year or so, and I'll have more opportunities to work for my business. But it's like Hanto Kawai, just super scary. I'm not ready for it yet. I know I got 5 months to think about it, but I'm not ready. More benefits of moving to New Orleans is that I'll get to reconnect with Japan's side of New Orleans, make new inroads. Kawahara-san, ohayou gozaimasu. Well, konbanwa ne. Honto da. 10時46分。アメリカで今夜。7時半、新しい年。おめでとう。So, for those of you that weren't paying attention, on my jet set, it's about 10:46 p.m. here in San Antonio, and in about an hour or so, it'll be a whole new 2019. For those of you in Japan, I'm very jealous of all the fireworks and festivities. Um, my first Christmas in Japan in 2005, I planned to go to the castle until I heard there are no fireworks. And when I found out there are no fireworks, I decided to relax at home. Um, the hard part about leaving the place where I grew up is that, hey, Sylvia, Happy New Year, is that I have so many friends and extended family and people that treat me as their own here that I wasn't really ready to leave yet. But I got to go. I hope to come back. The transition though for 2019 will be being more about my business. Running jokes. I have a speech impediment. I stutter. I get nervous. I don't know when to shut up. I'm monotone. I get told that a lot. And public speaking skills have kind of over the years. The reason why I'm moving into positive things is that this voice acting project has four main things. One, it will give me an opportunity to highlight jobs as commercials in my classroom by having different people from different walks of life, accents, enunciations and pronunciations of their dialects of where they're from or where they grew up will give me opportunity to expose kids to new things. The next one is that my YouTube channel and all the videos about Japan, New Orleans, and all the upcoming projects I got going on, I need an opportunity to not only showcase the diversity of Texas, Louisiana, Japan, and all over the world, but I know no one wants to hear my voice all day long, every day, on every video. For example, one of the YouTube channels I follow, and I will put his channel up in a second, is Luxury Travel. The guy that does Luxury Travel never narrates his own videos. He doesn't need to. But since I'm a growing YouTube channel and I don't have that worldwide budget to travel like he does, um, I have to start somewhere. And the reason why I'm asking for people to help out is that it would do me a million favors if I could have some support just saying, hey, this is the Bahamas. Hey, this is Mexico. Hey, this is Spain. I went to Dubai. Beautiful restaurant. Random phrases and things to catch someone's ears as they're walking by the TV screen, YouTube, or their cell phone. That's what's going on with that. For the nerdy part of it is that I've been gaming with the same group on Monday night since 2009. So going on 10 years of hanging out with James Chance, Mr. Chance, and people that have come in and out of our gaming group, including Abraham, for so long. So the overwhelming thing is that I want to maintain that Monday night camaraderie, and the focus is having voice actors or random people come in, read a script, and use inflections, use things that you've learned about talking to people. For example, sometimes when I'm talking, I'm not just running my mouth, but I have no emotion behind it. That's the monotone. When I get angry and I'm screaming at my students and they drive me up the wall and their parents are a pain in the butt, then the inflection comes out naturally. Um, and it's easy to pick up then because I have passion behind it and I'm angry and I'm pissed off and it's there. But when I'm just talking, I'm really pretty dry and it sucks because it really does hurt when it affects the business. As far as the gaming stuff, I've already written up characters and NPCs. I just need to come up with names. I need to finalize scripts and it'll help me in a long process. As far as the travel business, same thing. Um, I want to do a couple of random animes with an abridged because some of the animes I grew up watching, there are no English dubs anywhere. So that means anybody can be a voice of a character, especially with the BattleTech stuff that I've grown up with. Funny joke is that there's so many posts in different black nerd groups about what would get your black Carter vote. I like Nickelback songs, a couple of songs. I don't like the band. I've heard them so much on the radio, I could hum the songs to myself. Dungeons and Dragons. There's a lot of black nerds that play D&D but will never admit it in front of families or friends, and I'm on the internet admitting it. I'm a Star Trek, Star Wars geek. I'm a Macross, Robotech, BattleTech nerd, hardcore, Shadowrun. Um, I cannot do the electric slide, and I have no rhythm. So those are the funny things for 2018 moving to 2019. Um, I would like to take a dance class locally in San Antonio before I go back to New Orleans because I grew up being one of the guys that would go to a party and hang out on the wall, talk, DJ, or go, or be a designated driver. Before there was Uber or Lyft, it was me driving drunk people home. But whatever. I have no shame in it. So again, letting go of the negative of 2018 was I missed out on a lot of things. Being away from my wife for 2 months in 2017 and then for 3 weeks in Japan 2018 was like, mm, a lot of things I missed out on. I wish I would have done. So next time around, 2019, no holds barred. We're gonna get it in. So, and people keep, whoops, hitting me up. So today, if you know Michael Aturia, our local resident Gestapo voice actor, he is heading off to Hawaii. And today we've been cracking this joke back and forth about his Gestapo voices and his SS, and he's a Juano from Miami, but he does the perfect Nazi Hitler voice. It's creepy. But I wanted to get it in because for the BattleTech campaign, I have characters that are already evil, holistically wrong, and what's up, Kurt? That just don't make sense. And I wanted, I really wanted to get um, people with accents from Chicago, accents from Miami, accents from New York, accents from other countries. For the simple purpose of the BattleTech universe and the gaming universe is so vast that you would have people from all different voices and walks of life contributing to an overall story. Um, this nerd project that I'm launching gives me an opportunity to use some of my creative writing classes. Anyone who went to Dillon, Dr. Melissa Saloy, and you had the pleasure of sitting with me in my creative writing class, knew that I was writing a comic book and I dropped it. I was writing a romance and I dropped it. I was writing a sci-fi story. I dropped it. I wrote a lot of poetry that was published, and then I kind of put it off for 10 to 15 years. The point of the matter is that I don't want to put off anything for all the things that I've been thinking about for the past couple months. Um, One of the deep things that a lot of people don't know is that I had a rough relationship with my dad in the later years in life. But at the same time, I never really sat down and realized the measure of a man. After so many conversations with students about how they want to be remembered, or people that I enjoyed as celebrities, or personally that have moved on to the next life, how do I want to be remembered, and how can I leave my mark on the world? It's like those are things I think about. So 2019 is the goal of finding new ways to make my mark on the universe and enjoying life for what it is. But right now, I'm trying to make sure I get everything going. So Esteban de Blanco, my frat brother. Yeah, I want to talk about the Japanese real estate thing tomorrow. So all I have to say about real estate in Japan is that no matter how much you think a free house is a free house, it's not. There are so many hidden costs to moving to a foreign country if you're not military or have someone else footing the bill. It's ridiculous. Not to mention learning the local laws, customs, and cultural exchange issues. So getting it in where it fits. 2019 for me is going to be a beautiful year. One of the other great things about 2019 is that I asked for support for my business. Rose, friend from high school, dear to my heart, came through with no qualms, no questions asked. It's like she's like, "Hey, go check your mailbox," and I'm just looking at the text message like, "What?" So I got the webcam that we're using right now, and it's connected to the computer that I built. Another hot point of 2018 awesomeness is that 2017 I did myself a favor. I wanted to move into adult education for technology, basically skill sharing. And one of the things I'm bringing to New Orleans is that if you're interested in learning how to set up a media computer, build a computer, Learn how to use Sony Vegas or Sony Asset or any of the Sony media programs, or even a couple of the free ones that I'm going to teach myself. I would like to bring that to New Orleans. I would like to set up a creative group, just like the San Antonio YouTubers, for New Orleans. Why? Because there's so many opportunities through social media. So that's where I'm going with 2019. I want to do everything positive. I want to uplift other people. And I go back to one of my favorite memes that I printed out in 2016 when I was at Mendez. Um, it's very simple, very kung fu movie ish, but basically, student walks into the dojo. Master, I'm discouraged. What should I do? Master looks over his shoulder, looks at student. You should encourage others. So Jennifer Turner has a project that will change the face of New Orleans. I want to be a part of it. But again, one of the last things I didn't like about 2018 were disorganized people. Disorganized people make me insane. Um, Megalomaniacs drive me up the wall. Neo-fascist narcissists drive me up the wall. The political system drove me up the wall. Trump, I don't want to even get into 45 tonight. Mm. And then the administration of my school last school year and Kip's 2017 administration. That was some hot mess. That was like bad tacos, tamales, and cheap tequila bad. Waking up the next morning trying to push out the hate. It was just bad all the way around. So, as we pick up and move on the U.S. side of the wall for 2019, let's just say that Hideyoshi, I had a beautiful outline for my projects. Whew. The downside of the projects that I launched in Hideyoshi was um, language barrier, limited amount of time, didn't really make enough sense for all the work I was putting in for what I was expecting as a come out of it, a benefit. The intrinsic value of the trip to Hideyoshi for 2018, I've built relationships that will last forever. I have a host family that loves me, and a great community that wants to internationalize. And even though it was somewhat misinterpreted, I can see the effects of it now with everything that the mayor is doing in Hideyoshi. I can see it with what the travel and tourism organization is doing with it now, and I'm very excited about it. But coming back is that 2018, there's a lot of interviews I didn't get to do. For example, for Madoka San, I didn't get to interview her or her father, Oji-chan, and I really didn't get a chance to sit down and interview with Satoshi, who were the three main ringleaders of why I enjoy Hideyoshi so much. I want to interview with Misaguchi-san Seke from the tourism office, and I want to sit down and interview with Todokai-san, another wonderful person from Hideyoshi. The upcoming awesomeness. And speaking of the warlord herself, Becky Searson hopped in. So Becky, I know you're at work and I know you're stressed out. Man, that sucks being at the airport for so long in one day. My hat's off to you. I gave up on the airport. I couldn't do it anymore. So let me link the video from Becky in here so you guys can check out what she did. And then I'll link the video I did that was terrible. We just won't discuss it. So, and for people that are here mine, I'm loading it up next. So you can have two videos to check out. So Becky and my brother was Excuse me, everybody. I know I'm supposed to be talking to you, and then, yeah. Done with that. All right. So, me too. Sleep's a beautiful thing. My mistake was I drunk a monster on the way home driving from New Orleans to San Antonio, and I didn't go to sleep till almost 3 o'clock this morning. I'm surprised I survived today without coffee. Okay. Oh, which reminds me, friends, families, future co-workers, past co-workers, no coffee mugs for Christmas gifts, birthday gifts. I don't drink coffee. I joke about drinking coffee. I don't. I don't. No coffee mugs. So my campaign for 2019, no coffee mug gifts. Gift cards, cash, anything else, no coffee mugs. Whiskey glass, yes. Coffee mug, no. No. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that um, I am a horrible person for regifting coffee mugs. I'm gonna just cop to it now. If you bought me a coffee mug between the years of 2010 and 2015, they were donated, gifted, traded, sold, or disappeared into the bowels of my cupboards because I will never use them. Um, another confession. I don't mind collectible cups for movies. I don't want any more. We're just not going to discuss it. We're just going to roll with it. The issue is a lot of people don't understand when I say no. I'm seriously like, no, don't do it anymore. I'm so done. I'm so done. Um, Friend of the family bought me a coffee mug from, I want to say, Mexico City. It ended up in my mom's curio cabinet in San Antonio right after high school. My mentor from high school, Mr. Navalis, brought me a shot glass. That shot glass was used until someone reclaimed it from me during my dad's move out of the house on Fall Harvest. But yeah, no, I'll take a shot glass. Coffee mug, whiskey glass, coffee mug. No coffee mugs ever again. You know, the only person allowed to buy me a coffee mug is my mom, mother in law, because she always gives me the cool ones with the biblical inscriptions. So, with that being said, Becky, you are up to 26 views of your video. It's corny, it's short. Um, People were asking me, why am I not incorporating cosplayers or artwork or animating voice, mouths moving and stuff? I don't have the skill set, don't have the time. That's why I'm looking for a creative grouping of people to come together and to make my nerd and work dreams come alive for 2019. For example, let me see if I can tag the young lady in this real quick. One of my former students who's up. Yeah. So hope she's paying attention. Um, the BattleTech campaign is not about me. It's I'm 10% of the entire equation for my BattleTech campaign. The reason being is that um, it built a very strong relationship with the Chance family over 10 years of playing a game together on Monday nights, blowing up stuff. But at the point where I am now crossing that life marker of moving back to New Orleans, I still want to maintain our relationship and help run the game for whatever it may be worth once I am done with San Antonio. It's not a negative thing in the least. It's more like, well, I want to coordinate an international or a interstate game, but the number one thing that I want to point out and kick back out is that I was inspired by what Dan Norris, for gamers in San Antonio, if you know Dan Norris, you know Port Ma, his massive 40K Apocalypse things. So quietly, I've been trolling Dan Norris for almost 10 years. Very impressed with what he does and how he coordinates an international 40K event every year that donates to charities and does great things, and it brings out the best in gamers, and it brings out a whole lot of other things. Not that I want to compete with Dan Norris. Never want to compete with the man. I always shake his hand. We really haven't even sat down and talked, but I observe what he does and the camaraderie he's built. I just don't have that kind of time. So for my BattleTech campaign, I get to reconnect with Paul Harf. Um, God, I'm forgetting everybody's name because I'm tired. Chuckles, Chuck Burt, Jeff Cardona. I get to hang out, with his Sunday and Sunday Family Day MechWarrior Online group and teach them BattleTech. Not only that, John Nola and Jesse Shoemaker. And I saw your brother the other day. I don't know if he told you, but the running joke is that I would like to build a YouTube library of scripts for BattleTech, MechWarrior, MechWarrior Online, BattleTech Alpha Strike, Shadowrun, and different games. Thank you, Becky. It would be nice that if you're playing a game anywhere in the world, but you needed a voice to be the evil James Bond villain in the back of your head, but with a female voice. I was always thinking Becky would be perfect for that. I wish I could catch up with my friend from Ireland. He has this perfect evil British maniacal laugh thing going on, and I heard it on his YouTube channel and one of his podcasts. But it's just a thing I wanted to do to leave my mark on the world in a very nerdy, fun kind of way for friends. The next project is that anime that I picked up from Japan growing up and other things that don't have English voice actors. It would be nice to have a random guy from New York doing a cameo for a character from Tokyo for 2 minutes, just saying the same exact lines, just in their accent. That's why I wanted Kirk Robertson. And matter of fact, he found me. I didn't even get a chance to talk to Kirk about it, but that's where we're at. So I want to drop the truth why I wanted out of the airport. One, the airport was an awesome experience. Working with friends from high school, making new friends, people that I care about over the 2 separate years I worked there, 2017, 2018. Yeah. The hang up with the airport was the racism from customers. And it was a subtle racism from it, and the racism just wasn't white and black. It wasn't just Mexican and black. It wasn't just European and black, Indian and black. It was just period. It was stupid. And it was from people from all walks of life, from the people that are being deported quietly through San Antonio International Airport, not saying anything, of course, not just the people coming in first time to the United States and they're like, oh, it's a black person. What do I do? It wasn't just a snippy socioeconomic super elite on a $20,000 vacation complaining about the price of a Coke. It was everything. The hours weren't terrible. I know I will never close the airport ever again. I will always work a mid. I needed sleep. Right now. There's just a lot of things going on, and I wanted for everyone to be on the same page that I left because of a woman who wanted to call me a kafir. And for those of you that don't know, Gandhi hated black people. Um, he really had it in for the Africans of the communities he was assigned to be in. Reading the biographies from different perspectives of Gandhi, it's like in high school, everyone loves Gandhi. He had great ideals for goodwill towards humanity. Then I got to college, and I'm like, wait, you hated me. You didn't even respect Muhammad Ali. You know, there's so many people he just tolerated, including um, Martin Luther King Jr., that I just grew to despise him for who he was and what he was talking about. So that was the camel that broke the straw's back. And one of the great things about the airport was that all of the management knew I was married to Tanya. And with that, they would always try to break us up, break us from the stores so we could have lunch together. That was my little piece of heaven, having lunch with my wife and getting to crack jokes with her and spend more time with her. Um, when she took the job in um, New Orleans and left, I kind of lost the steam of staying at the airport. It was no longer um, fun for me. I'm going to pick up a second job pretty soon. The job I wanted to work at Lock and Terrace Microsoft store never came through, but I'm not mad about it. I'm just kind of tired of retail. So I'm glad the job at Lock and Terrace didn't work out. Um, the new jerk from New Jersey ruined the airport for me as well, whose name won't be used because he's not worth it. He's a boot-looking scum sucker anyway. But yeah, and he harasses women. Definitely not in my book for people I want on my Christmas card list. So, eh. But the positive things of 2018 is that I got rid of some of the most painful students, except for last school year, sixth period, for Christmas break. I got rid of them. It's like I didn't even have to work hard to do it. I love that half a semester thing. I miss my great kids. I had 2.5 classes of really great kids, and they were awesome. The other part of my push for New Orleans and projects that I'm outlining and trying to speak into existence, God willing, God bless, is that I want to work with kids. I want to work with adults, and I want to be a part of the New Orleans community in a way I really wasn't when I was in college. In college, I was transitioning from I have no clue as to what life is really about to I kind of have a clue about wanting to have food and have lights and have an apartment and have no furniture and looking where I've come since the 12 years I came back from Japan and where I was at when I moved off Dillon University's campus in 2002. I'm not much better off, but boy, have I come a long way. And I enjoyed every step of it. I'm not complaining. One of the things that affected me was my dad always comparing my friends, and I'm looking at people I went to do it with. And everyone that went to medical school was an Army ROTC, was a Mason, was a Q, was an Alpha Kappa or whatnot. You all are doing marvelous things. Not even angry at that. Tiny became a principal of a school. The surgeons, doctors, generals, Enrique, the guy up the hall from me at Straight Hall my freshman year, he works for NASA. Gianni, he's a teacher in DC, and me, I am a humble South Texas middle school teacher who still plays role playing games. I'm not even angry at life. There's Mr. Turia. What's up, Thunderbird and Amanda Esquivel? Hey, everybody. So Michelle, let's talk about Michelle. Is one of my former students from a charter school. Again, um, New Orleans, we're going to have a very long discussion about my future employment options. I hate charter school. Michelle is one of my little anime nerd girls who is into cars. Surprised she's not married yet to an Asian street racer. She's a gorgeous young lady. Just saying. But she wants to voice act and she cosplays and she does her own makeup and she's amazing. So what I would like to do is to set up time with her to let her be an evil space pirate for my BattleTech campaign and be a voice actor. I think it would go over as well. Um, yeah, Becky, we're all good about talking to people. There's a lot of cool people for the record I met at the airport. But let me finish up with Michelle real quick. So Michelle, if you get a chance, go back to the top and look at some of the that I posted from my channel, and you'll get an idea of what we're doing. The scripts aren't really long; they're going to be kind of short. I'm going to do a couple of parody videos of video games, different animes I like, stuff like that. But the rest of it's going to be helping out my current students being inspired to travel. Thunderbird, man, your workout videos are amazing. I just wish that I didn't have arthritis. I need to go back to the gym. I want to get back to being 180 pounds. So for the record, I am at 225 officially. I only got 45 pounds to go. Michael Laturia, thank you for being evil today for your voice acting lessons. I had a blast. I had a blast, man. So for everyone that's curious about what happened today, Becky helped me out last week. Michael helped me out today, and Haus Steiner, my terrible half German British thing, is a BattleTech faction that they can trace their roots back to Germany, um, royalty, kind of. But anyway, if you play MechWarrior 4 Vengeance, I am so sorry I keep yawning. I am not having a long day. My sleep apnea was really bad, and the monster yesterday didn't help out. So, if you played MechWarrior 4 Vengeance, and I'm going to find a YouTube video and link it, or MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries, or Star Siege, what happened is that a lot of the game had little videos in game of different actors acting out parts of the campaign. And I wanted to reintroduce that campaign because I wanted to build a library of available great mission success, decent mission success, you suck, you crapped out, what have you, whatnot, and let other people use it for their campaigns around the world. One, I have no money. So if you're thinking, oh, Javon's doing his voice acting thing, I'm going to get paid. No, 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 no. I might buy you a Pepsi or a Coke or a Sprite. I got no money. Let's see. Let's start off with MechWarrior 4 movies. I'm just going to pick a random video for MechWarrior 4 cutscenes. And I have friends I know that sew, that make costumes, that cosplay. Like Lori Grande does cosplay. Her cosplay is amazing. This is the ending for MechWarrior 4 Vengeance, ending B that I just threw up in here. And half of it is green screen, but you can see a little bit of the Federated Commonwealth before the schism in the game lore and see the uniforms, outfits, what have you, whatnot. I don't have a Hollywood budget. I'm not a game company. I did make a jersey this year, which was one of my favorite things about this year. Like, I have a BattleTech patch. Woohoo! And then it's like, oh, wait, I have it too. So, yeah, I have two Draconis Combine house patches And that was awesome to finally have a BattleTech jersey. So now it's like, yes. Another beautiful thing about 2019 is that I am going to be dedicating at least 3 hours every Sunday to my BattleTech fan book, my technical readout. So I'm excited. So running joke about mercenaries. I can't spell tonight. I'm not even trying. I think I play mercenary enough. All right. So thanks, Abraham. Dude, Abraham, I miss you, man. I miss you. Want to catch up with you definitely before I get out of town. So, um, the projector that you gave me as a gift was amazing. I still have it. Still got the same bulb, and I've used it in my classroom, and it was amazing. Kids loved it. It allowed me to do so many different projects, and the family, and even if we don't talk and see each other every day, the stuff that people have helped me out with in San Antonio is world felt, and you are loved and appreciated. And if I named everyone, I would literally be going in 2019 trying to name off 300 people. Hey, Damien, what's going on, Damon? I always mispronounce your name, and I'm sorry. I want to say Damien, but it's Damon. So one kicked off this whole project of wanting to do BattleTech voices and whatnot was watching Black Panther and then watching the trailer for Into the Spider Verse. And the thing is that, and just The Simpsons too. It always floors me when I realize that Bart Simpson was voiced by a female, and then the main characters from Boondocks was voiced by females as well. And then I was having a joke with somebody at Dragon's Lair, like, what if Blade, Black Panther, and Luke Cage had to team up? I'm like, dude, that would be like heartbreakingly awesome for me. So the deal is that there's so much in life that I was scared and hesitant of doing that 2018 gave me a chance to do, especially Hideyoshi with Madoka Satoshi and the owners and proprietors of Kita 8's cosplay store. I got to wear samurai armor. I got to be a samurai for an hour. And you will never know how cool for me that was. I finally found the footage on my other hard drive, and I have to put that video together. Um, Growing up for me, and Stanley did his best to correct it, was there were not enough black superheroes anywhere. From the eyes of a 7-year old, with what you're limited to with the library, finding black superheroes there weren't enough. But you know, growing up, I realized that for me to appreciate the superheroes that are out there published or through folklore and legends and whatnot, I had to become the person I needed to be growing up. And the person I became was a teacher. So, in retrospect of dealing with my father's son expectation issues, is that I'm not rich. I'm probably never going to see $1 million handed to me in a bag or in a cashier running a business or writing a screenplay or directing a movie or whatnot. But What's worth millions to me is that moment in the classroom when I can teach a child a skill or get them to think of a deep concept and they got it. That's worth gold to me. And now my allergies are acting up. But oh, man. The point where I'm getting at without rambling on and repeating myself is that I'm gonna just lay it all out there in 2019. My goal for 2019 is to find 8 more people that want to go to Japan for 2020. Another goal for the business is that I would love to find 3 more people that want to join my wife, my mother-in-law, and my aunt-in-law, and her friend to go to Japan in 2019. This summer for 2019, I want to have another 2 weeks in Hideyoshi, meaning that I need to come up with a couple of more train passes for myself. That means that I want to do 6 weeks in Japan. Well, at least 3 to 4 weeks in Japan, where I can finish up filming Hideyoshi. I didn't go see the castle this summer, and it was too hot. It was 108 degrees. I noticed that my camera equipment does not like anything over 105. I didn't have the car mount. I didn't have a drone. There's visions I have for Hideyoshi. I want to do a walking map. So I have a lot of things that I need to work on. Um, I'm going to go take my allergy meds again. Good night, Becky. Happy 2019 when you wake up. But Becky's been awesome. I'm trying to remember when I first met Becky, and I think it was when I was playing Vampire the Masquerade Gems in high school. Yeah, that's probably where it was. But there's so much going on with life right now that it's like if you ask me if where I 5 years ago did I think I'd be moving back to New Orleans, I'd probably tell you now it's probably planning on moving to Japan. But Michelle, this last clip I'm probably going to share it to your Facebook page so that way you can see it of what you're getting into hanging out with me. I'm going to show this at school for my students so they get an idea of what I'm up to. But the number one thing is that one, I'm not getting sponsored by any of the companies of the Battletech universe for this project. Even though it would be awesome if I could get Goose. If you know who Goose is, give him a shout out. If I could get Goose involved and get him to contribute as as the presenter himself from the Word of Blake, I think that would be awesome. I really do. Just to have faces and voices that go now. Things that I'm looking for is someone to play one of the characters I wrote up from my BattleTech unit, the Doomstars. Either someone to play Pup if you ever read my story, or someone to play the Major herself, Dominara Kalia. It's Italian. I don't know how to pronounce Italian. But or any of the various other characters that I came up with. With that, before I'm 45, that South Korea. I want to go back to Panama because there's some things that came up in Panama recently. I want to go check out Pat Bio in Spain, who is a cousin by family. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. I want to go see Spain as an adult. Philippines, I don't really want to go back to. I want to go back to Okinawa, Japan. I want to go if someone can get me on base for Kadena Air Force Base, I would love to go see the area and see if the old condo, duplex, whatever you call it, is still there from when I lived there as a kid. What's up, CB? Um, Cosplay. Definitely get into some cosplay. I want to go check out France, and I want to go to a comic book anime convention. I want to check out Ireland. I want to check out Norway, Sweden, Denmark. But the major bucket list, what I'm going to need 2 months, is that I want to hit half of Africa and stay in a couple of five-star luxury resorts. By the time I'm 60, I want to do the Amman Tokyo or a couple of their other properties somewhere around the world. But yeah, so with all that being said, it's been an hour since I've been running my mouth. I need to call my wife before I get shot. So with that, I'm going to let all of you go because I know she's not even looking at my Facebook Live. So with that, it's been a beautiful talking about the end of 2018 and what to look forward to in 2019. Again, looking for a job in New Orleans. It doesn't have to be teaching. I would like to make at least $36,000 a year if you want to help me out. But I will talk to everyone later. Peace.